Squatters, salute, we're back with another one. It's getting very hot. It's getting very hot. There's too many activities happening on a daily basis, and we really need to talk about these things. It looks like EMPD will recruit Metro Police officers, new Metro Police officers. The EMPD officers today decided to down tools. They decided to stop working, literally. And it looks like the strike that they conducted was kind of illegal. So no one will shoot them, will shoot at them because they are the ones who've got guns, remember. So even if they do illegal strike, who's going to shoot them? Or the subs, by the way, they can intervene. If the situation is tense, yes, but they work together, these people. So yes, it is what it is. Actually, there was no violence of any kind. Just the downed tools, Kempton Park, they decided to stop working. Think about crime. Let me put my view quickly. I'm sorry, I will be controversial on this one. Number one, I'm not a financial advisor. But my view is that as black people, especially black people, we know where we come from, we know our hunger and all of that. You looked for that job, you got that job, you signed a contract, you knew how much you're going to earn, and later on you decide to strike. Personally, I don't tolerate strike. Personally, people who are employed should not really strike. Let me tell you something, squatters. If you're not happy about your salary, stop forcing the employer to pay you more. Just leave. Just find something that will actually meet your personal needs and leave. That is why it's very important for people to have side hustles. In my own view, all the black families, especially white people have been doing this for the longest time, by the way. Black people, they have only one source of income. They want to force that one source of income to multiply. Ayisebenzi kanjalo. It doesn't work like that. You need to create other streams of income so that you generate a little bit more income to avoid finding yourself in a situation whereby you have too many debts and you have a little that is coming through as an income. So, what I've learned through the research of watching financial advisors and people who are wealthy, like Robert Kiyosaki, it's one of my favorite guys. So, is that you should not spend more than you earn, more than you generate. By the way, we can't all be business people, but I'm talking about a simple side hustle. Sell some fruits, sell some sweets, sell some cigarettes, sell something, or do something, sell papa and mukhodi or something. Those are side hustles that as black people, when you are off as a JMPD, why don't you try to bake some fat cookies and sell on the streets? We've got an actor who was acting in Uzal. She was selling scones. She was selling muffins at a taxi rank, and she's an actor. Swallow your pride. Times are tough now. Imagine, I know people will take it somehow, but imagine you lose the very same job that you are protesting to get more. You lose everything over nothing. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't really make sense. Let me break it down to you. Someone is earning 3,500 rand per month. They survive. Someone is earning 5,000. Metro Police is earning more than 20K a month. Something like 22 and even above. We know that we have some who are at the top, who are earning more than 50K a month. But the start, look at the security officers. How much are they earning, these poor people? And they've got kids. They've got families to feed. They've got extended families. They still survive on a 5,000 salary. You earning 22K and you say you can't survive. Let me tell you the life of Metro Police. I know a lot of Metro Police officers who are very close to me, and I've observed their lives. They live beyond their means. You are renting an apartment, you're supposed to pay 8,000 a month. You take your kids to a multiracial school, a private school where you're supposed to pay every month. They don't stay in townships, well, maybe for their safety and all of that, understandably so. But why do you rent something very expensive? They drive German cars, BMW. Why would you buy a BMW when you're earning 22,000? A mere 22K. You drive a BMW. It's a Bavaria. That car will cost you. It's for people who have got, it's a big money waster. They're driving Golf, GTIs. They are living what I call a status life. Have you seen them on a weekend gathering, getting together, having a picnic? It's a show off. It's a show off. They think they are better than security officers. When they look at security officers, they do undermine them. They think this one are the lowest income earners. Yes, they earn the least, by the way, security. Almost Metro Police earn 4 times a security officer in South Africa. An average security officer, by the way, it's funny. But why security officers manage to survive? You can't survive. They've got kids, you've got kids. They've got the same responsibilities. Now this thing teaches us that people should not actually create problems and want to make their problems other people's problems. Let's say, for argument's sake, the municipality decide to add. How much are they going to add? I don't think they can add more than 500 rand. So you go on a strike for a 500 rand. And after getting that 500 rand, tell me what difference is it going to make? That's not where the problem lies. The problem lies with black people living beyond their means. Live a simple life. Wear the same clothes. Wear the same shoes. As long as you are clean, you neat, you look neat. So no one will ask you, why do you wear the same jean or what every day? Live a simple life. Don't live classy lives. One other thing that is a major problem is that they go into debts. Think twice before you get into debts. Robert Kiyosaki rule. There are good debts, there are bad debts. Good debts are the debts that will generate an income for you in return so that you can be able to repay the debts. That's why Robert Kiyosaki says, I use debts to generate income. He uses debts to increase his assets, but at the same time, those assets generates income so that he can repay his debts. Other than going and take a loan, 100K, the bank will give you. They look at your salary, they look at affordability and all of that, how they actually check you, and then they approve you. You get 100K, then you renovate your house, or you do whatever. Renovating your house will not give you money to repay the debts. You're going to repay from the same salary. So it is not wiser for people generally to go on a strike. To me, it doesn't make sense. Going on a strike doesn't make any sense. For people who are employed, let me help you. If you feel your salary is no longer meeting your requirements, your personal requirements, try to create other financial avenues that will help you to generate more income. That's the only way. And you need to swallow your pride. That is why I was saying, if you are a Metro Police, why when you're off, don't you make some fat cookies and sell on the street? Because your pride doesn't allow you. That people who knows you will look at you and say, she's suffering now, she's selling fat cookies now. So it's time for people to imagine now, you lose the whole job now. So it's time for people to swallow their pride and do what is right. Do what will. There's nothing wrong when you have other side hustles, legal side hustles. When you are a Metro Police, you earn that salary, that's fine. But learn, make it a skill. Make it a process. A skill is a process that you learn. Try things. I know that businesses will fail there and there, all of that, but try. other than to go on a strike, you're embarrassing yourself. Another thing is that, what if the strike is declared illegal? Now your employer is going to review all the people who were on strike, who were participating on strike. Strike doesn't have good results. Do not go with the majority, the mob psychology that, we are going to put the tools down and everything. No, it's risky because they can fire all of you. 1,000, 50, 150, or 2,000 people. If they go on strike, they fire all of them. They revamp. They recruit new people who will work. And now they are on strike. That's fine. Let's say they fire them, all of them. They hire new recruits. Do you think these new recruits will also say, no, we want what they wanted? No, they will sign for that contract. It's either even 15K, they can take it. People are stranded. There's a high rate of unemployment. And before you go on a strike, you need to check how many people are looking for jobs. A lot. Our sisters are stranded. They even sleep with them just to get jobs. Our brothers, they buy jobs. They pay money that they don't have to get the same jobs. So you go on a strike. You will lose everything over nothing. That's my view. That's my view, squatters. I'm not saying I'm trying to be better or I'm trying to be some kind of genius financial advisor, but my experience has taught me that, no, this thing of unions and strikes and all of that, no, they don't work. Because the same union, when they get to the boardroom, they give them what they want. They make a 360 turn. And you are left outside in the cold. And when you leave, because mostly 80% of Metro Police, they are not having degrees and all of that. No, they are simple people who completed their matric and get their driver's license, then they qualify to be Metro Police. If they fire you there, you are going straight into 5,000 salary, security. You've got nowhere to go. No, and remember one thing, I want to teach you now something. In the security industry, it's mostly, the senior positions are mostly dominated by white people who reserve positions for themselves, and black people remain there, at lower positions where there's too much stress and less money. So you will suffer. They should have thought about this. Sometimes the mob psychology that, we have as people, that's why I do spend 80 to 90% of my time with myself, my mind, having to think to figure out if I've got a problem, than to consult a lot of people who are going to confuse you and all of that. And by the way, in a workplace, you've got the right to say, I'm not going to strike. I'm not going to participate. You'd rather save your job. Let them go. And they will never come back. Black South Africans, let's not be too comfortable. Let's not forget where we come from. Stop going on a drinking spree, clubs and dancing for Mapiano on a weekend. Try to be disciplined, especially financial discipline. It's very important. It's very important. Do not spend more than you earn. Spend less, save more. Minimize. Be a minimalist. I'm a minimalist personally. I'm a minimalist, and it works for me because I don't have too many social things to do. I don't have too many debts. I always discipline myself financially to say, should I do this? Should I do it now? Can I do it later? All of those things. So let's stop these fashion things. We'll be fine, South Africa. We'll be fine. And I'm talking to all the employees, people who are employed. Be careful. Because conditions are getting tougher and tougher and tougher. Your president doesn't have a plan to employ you, to create employment, or to create a conducive environment for investors to come and invest in South Africa. Industrialization is zero, at the -0. It's worse. So, out of this poverty, out of this situation that we are going through as a country, you go on a strike. You go on a strike. This is the brutal truth that I can tell you. It's not advisable. You shouldn't have done that. And now you might face a disciplinary action. You might be taken through to a hearing now, having to explain yourself. And they'll ask you one question. Why did you participate in an illegal strike? If they declared it, because I can see where it's going now. They want to declare the strike illegal so they can fire them. They take a shortcut and re-employ again. There's a lot of people who are looking for jobs. You are replaceable, like snap of a finger. You are replaceable. Don't act like you're not replaceable. You are replaceable. So, you've got a privilege of working. I don't want to lie to you and say, no, you are right, comrade, I see a pambile. I don't want to lie to you. I want to tell you the truth. You will get yourself in trouble and you will be sitting there alone in that apartment that wants you to pay 8,500 rand a month that you don't even own. You don't have any other plan to pay it. Even if you lose that job, the job that you're going to get might pay you the least than your rent. Might pay you less than 8.5 that you are paying there at your apartment. How are you going to make a living? I don't know, squatters. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to be controversial. At the same time, I want to tell the truth. The honest truth is that they shouldn't have gone to a strike. No. Try other avenues to generate an extra source of income. We are poor. We are poor to do that. We should know better. Black people, it's time that we learn about these things. Let's look at how white people do things. We've got something to learn from them. Honestly. So, I don't know. Let them call it off if they can, and I don't know. Just let's act like it never happened. Because if the employer takes a disciplinary action against them, they are gone. Uniform, firearms, everything taken, stripped. Say you're on suspension. You know how it feels to be suspended, to stay home, and you're looking at your house and like, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to pay the bills? Your kids, they are from school, they are happy. Daddy, you've got a lot of stress of, hey, I'm on suspension. They don't know, these poor kids. Think about it. They should have known better. That's my view, squatters. Thank you for watching my content. Those who have not subscribed, please subscribe. Just log in and subscribe. It's for free to subscribe. Let's keep engaging. Let's grow with this channel. We are sitting at 4K now. Let's continue to push. Let's hit the 5K subscribers this month. I will appreciate it. I'll always be humble. Thank you, squatters. Sharp.